Hi everyone, this is Neel Raithatha, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. We have here a patient who attended reporting a blocked right ear, and this is their right ear on screen at present. However, they also had a blocked left ear unbeknown to them, and also on the surface of the wax and dead skin in the left ear, you can see that white debris, and that white debris is actually a fungal infection called Aspergillus niger, and that's characterized by woolly strands that which are present on the surface of the wax, also either white or black fungal spores sometimes. And however, despite the presence of that infection, the patient was extremely anxious. They've obviously had some bad experience in the past, and they just wanted me to deal with their right ear today, because this is the ear that they were really struggling from. And explained to the patient that's not a problem, but I said I would write to their GP because they would need some, I mean, ideally they need that wax removed from the left side because of the infection, but I'm going to refer to the GP to get some medication. However, after the removal of the right ear, because the patient just did not feel any discomfort whatsoever, they then requested I remove the debris from the left ear, which was great, not only for myself, but also for the patient. It's always great when patients, during the procedure, they feel really relaxed and they have full faith in you. It's always a nice sign. So I felt good that the patient put their trust and faith in me, and it was also great for the patient because they really did need that removing, even if they weren't experiencing the blockage. But the mere fact that there was an infection there, they needed that cleared, and still require prescribed medication. So with this right ear, I initially used an ear hook trying to prise it through, but the ear hook just sliced into the wax as opposed to removing it. And this ear is also slightly infected. They have got otitis externa in this ear. So the term otitis stands for an ear infection. Externa refers to the location of the ear infection or inflammation. So externa refers to the outer ear, and the outer ear consists of three parts. It consists of the satellite dish on the outside of either side of our head. So we call it the pinna. So it's the piece of cartilage with folds and creases. The ear canal, that also constitutes part of the outer ear, and finally the outermost layer of the eardrum. So if you've got an infection or inflammation of the pinna, so the satellite dish on the outside of our ears on either side of our head, the ear canal, and or the outer layer of the eardrum, we call that otitis externa. Now, in this particular case, it's the entrance of the ear canal that's quite swollen and tender, and you may see that here. It's slightly bulged and swollen, and as a result of the swelling, the edema, it's entrapped the wax plug beyond it. It's enclosed the wax plug. So this wax and keratin plug is actually larger than this section of the ear canal, and that's in part due to the swelling. So we're then having to bring through a wax plug through a narrow section of the ear, and to do that I've instilled some olive oil spray in the hope of lubricating the canal wall to provide less friction. In the same way you would put some soap, washing up liquid around your finger if you've got a ring stuck on it. So just to minimise the friction. But even then, it's still quite tricky, as you can see. Using the hook was quite challenging in this particular case, because as soon as I used the hook, the patient got really anxious, and I can understand that. Some patients, if it's through previous bad experience, or some people just have phobias of going to the dentist, for example. Some people have phobias of people looking into their ears and performing treatments in their ears. And as soon as you see a sharp instrument like an ear hook, it can increase anxiety levels sometimes in some patients. So I'm using it very gently, as we do anyway. It's not like I'm making a special effort, because we do that in every case. We're always careful. We don't want to poke and prod and make firm contact with the canal wall, and that's partly why I use carbon fibre and plastic hooks. Now, you can get stainless steel ones, and I mean, they are good, but slight issue with stainless steel ones is obviously I mean, some people use them, and it's great if they can use them, but because I train people as well, I wouldn't want to train specialists using stainless steel, purely because if they does come in contact with the canal wall or the eardrum, there's much more likely to cause trauma and injury to the patient, whereas when you use carbon fibre instrumentation like that, like I was just using, or a lightweight polymer plastic, even if you do come in contact with the canal wall, it's less likely to cause serious injury. Obviously, with the suction tube, they are only stainless steel; they don't come in plastic, so we have to use that. But there's no sharp edges here per se, unlike an ear hook or Jobson horn. And with those instruments, you're much more likely to come in close contact with the ear canal. Whereas with a suction probe, you can sometimes work more centrally. So I'm just using a combination of an ear hook, Zollner suction probe, just chiseling this wax and coating plug into smaller pieces, which then allows me to bring it through. The oil's there also to help. So we're making good headway. Whilst you're watching that, we had a really interesting day. I'll just give you a brief summary of it all. Had some really good news today in relation to the wax scope. Fingers crossed, we are getting there. It's been delayed, as you're probably all aware, because I have mentioned it a few times. We just got let down by a particular company on a particular part. I won't say anything more than that, but it really did hold us back, and it was quite upsetting actually, because you work so hard for something and then you put your faith in others and they let you down, and they really did let us down. But it seems like it's a blessing in disguise, because we've got working with another company who seems so far, touch wood, without jinxing it, really good on the ball. And yeah, I should have an update, a really positive update in the next week or two, hopefully, in relation to the wax scope. Another interesting part of today is that indirectly I was called, and Clearwax were labelled like a cowboy company by another company that's not too far from us actually. They're an independent company based in a city called Nottingham. And again, I'll quickly summarise it. It was quite funny actually, but it was the practice manager of that particular practice who sent a really ignorant email, should I say. And it was all to do with, they signed up to register their services on our website. You can see our website there. So we actually provide an advertising services for fellow professionals if they struggle to do their own advertising, for example. And so they can list their services on our website. And we give 3 months free of charge, so we don't charge for any revenue we generate for them in the first 3 months. But we did advise that if they do receive any invoices in the first 3 months, just to ignore it, because it's all auto-generated and they don't have to pay. It's just the way the system is. It's auto-related. It's auto-generated, so just ignore it. And we're very clear with that. So this is their first month, and they received an invoice for some patients that used their services via our website. And immediately after the invoice is auto-generated, I actually manually cancelled it, because that's the only way we can do it. And then we had an email late in the evening, which was late afternoon, from this particular individual saying that they're not happy that they've received an invoice, although they were told about this right at the beginning. And they tried contacting us, but they listed 2 numbers. One of the numbers, ironically, was their own number. They said, we tried to call you on this number, which I had to remind them was their number, and hence why they didn't get through, because they're calling themselves. And the other number, it was actually the wrong number. It was a similar number to ours, but it was a wrong. It wasn't our advertised number, and they've got our advertised number. So, and in their email they said that we're not professional because they're getting this invoice that we pre-warned them about, and then they tried to contact us, but they tried to contact us via their own number, and also an incorrect number that they thought was ours, and they no longer wish to be on our website. And they're trying to ridicule us, actually, saying that they've not really benefited from being on our website, and they've only been on our website for 3 weeks, and it takes 2 or 3 weeks for Google to index that particular clinic on our website. And I had a look, and they're already ranking number 3 in a local Google keyword search. So that's after 3 weeks. So that's quite impressive, I thought. In any case, I was actually glad, because we don't want people like that on our website. We don't want to advertise a clinic such as that particular clinic. And I hope they're watching this. I don't think they are, because I don't actually think they know, the practice manager at least actually know who we are, because they then started hurling insults at us, saying that they don't want to associate with themselves with us because they've done their research, and they don't like the way we operate, and we've had some negative feedback, which I'm really struggling to understand what they're referring to. So I did challenge them on that. I says, well, can you explain what you mean by that? Because it's nothing. In fact, it's the contrary. If they do a proper search on myself and Clearwax, they'll actually know what we represent in terms of clinical excellence in the UK, and how we're trying to improve clinical ear care, not only in the UK but globally. So it was actually quite an embarrassing email they sent to us. And I mean, if my member of staff ever sent an email like that to members of the public or fellow colleagues, I mean, they'll have their they'll be marched out the door, because it was so rude and offensive. So yeah, we've taken them off the website upon their request, but to be honest, would have the way that, in the manner they spoke to us, we would have taken them off anyway, because we don't want people visiting our website and then being exposed to clinics like that. But yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting day. We've had some good news, and then I was labelled a charlatan. I think that's what they were almost insinuating. But that's the world of clinical ear care. Unfortunately, in the UK, it can be quite cutthroat and quite harsh at times. And I mean, that's business, so you just got to, don't get me wrong, it did upset me a bit, but you just move on. You just got to put your chin up and take it on the chin and almost laugh it off, which is why I'm actually talking about it on the videos. It's probably a means of me, my own therapy almost, just to talk about it, so it's off my chest. So thanks for listening, actually, guys. So as you can see, we're nearly finished with the left ear. There's just some dead skin at the roof of the ear canal. It's just considering the patient, how anxious and nervous they were, for me to even get to this stage on this left ear when peeling dead skin off the roof of the ear canal near the eardrum. I'm really pleased with that. So I didn't want to overdo it. I'm going to be wary of some clarinetting when you peel dead skin. So just going to have one more go. But the eardrum's visible. There's no visible fungal spores now, but that doesn't mean that they're not present still. So we have written to the patient's GP to get. I always recommend a swab as well, just to confirm the presence of a fungal infection. So it's always best practice. They can get it analysed. You can see, just peel some dead skin on the back part of the ear canal, so they can get the appropriate treatment. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Take care, keep well, speak soon, bye.